So let me take this opportunity, PS, to confer you with immunity in accordance with Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia, the National Assembly Powers and Privileges Act, which gives you immunity as you make submissions before this honorable committee, and also read in line with also Standing Order number 175, in which you follow guidance as directed by the chairperson, who's myself. So having said that, PS, you proceed with paragraph 45, you make your submission. Then from there you proceed to paragraph 46. The way we're going to handle business today, you read the query and the corrective measures only. So in the interest of time, you leave out the root cause. So you just read the query and proceed. Then I'll guide you as we proceed. So PS, with that said, you can proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair, for that guidance. And as guided, then we'll move. So we'll start on with paragraph 45, head 89, Ministry of Agriculture Department, Cashew Infrastructure Development Project, CIDP, units various, programs various, activities various. The background: on 29th March 2016, Government of the Republic of Zambia signed the law.
You can skip the background, just go to budget, income and expenditure.
Oh, okay. Thank you once more, Chair. Budget, income and expenditure. During the period under review, Cashew Infrastructure Development Project, CIDP, budgeted to receive amounts totaling 166,034,880 kwacha, equivalent to $9,224,160, out of which amounts totaling 76,685,251 kwacha, equivalent to 4,996,441 kwacha, were received, resulting in underfunding of 89,349,629 kwacha, equivalent to $4,227,718 dollars. As at 31st December 2021, amounts totaling $77,108,614, equivalent to $4,921,103 $0.82 had been spent, leaving a balance of $1,431,425 kwacha, equivalent to $75,338 $16. The controlling officer's response: the corrective action. I hereby wish to state that the ministry has put in place measures to speed up the execution of works, and from the undisbursed amount of $4,227,718 amounts totaling to $1,891,911.65 have since been disbursed, leaving a balance of $2,335,806.37. I also wish to state that the funds amounting to $1,431,425 kwacha, equivalent to $75,338.16, reported as unutilized at the time of the audit, have since been utilized. At the request of the government, the project has been extended to 30th June 2023, and the Appendix 1 speaks to that. Item B, operational matters, failure to achieve targets. According to the project appraisal report, the impact of the project was to lead to improved household income by 2023. The project has had three outcomes, namely increased cashew tree productivity, increased foreign exchange earnings, and improved rural employment by 2021. However, a review of the project progress report dated 30th January 2022 reviewed that improved rural employment had achieved the target by 2021, while two outcomes, namely increase in cashew tree productivity and increased foreign exchange earnings, had not achieved the target set by December. See table 1 below. In this regard, it was questionable whether the project would lead to improved household incomes by 2023. Controlling officer's response: the project, that's a corrective action, the project has delivered on all the planned project outputs to the level of about 95%, and this is expected to start impacting positively on the planned outcomes in 2 to 3 years' time. Item C, procurement of goods and services. Sub-item 1, questionable variation of donated seeds, contract for rejuvenation of cashew plantation and establishment of new plantations. On 15th November 2018, the Provincial Administration Western Province engaged ETG Export Trading Company Limited for the rejuvenation of old cashew plantation and establishment of new plantation in 10 hub districts of Western Province, namely Kalabo, Kongo, Mongu, Mulunga, Senanga, Sioma, Shangombo, Lukulu, Mitete, and Nalolo at the contract sum of 108,226,072 kwacha, VAT exclusive. The contract was for a period of 24 months. As at 31st July 2022, the contract had been paid amounts totaling 102,907,080 kwacha in 2019. The government of the Republic of Tanzania donated 25 metric tons of seed to the project. Although not part of the contract, the project management assigned the donated seed to ETG Export Trading Company Limited, who later imported and stored the seed for distribution to the beneficiaries. The contract had a provision of total number of 6 million seedlings, with a provision of 53,600,000, and each seedling produced had an average price of 8 kwacha 93 ngwe. However, a review of records revealed that ETG Export Trading Company Limited fixed the 25 metric tons of donated seed at a value of $125,000 without a valid basis. Further, the cost of the donated seed had not been deducted from the contract amount paid to the contractor. Controlling officer's response, corrective action: the ministry engaged the export trading group company on the matter and was given a written and signed commitment by ETG. Following the written commitment by ETG, the ministry has since written to the bank to deduct the $125,000 from the amount retained, as indicated at Appendix 2. Sub-item 2, poor management of seedlings. A physical inspection of selected cashew fields carried out in June 2022 revealed that the seedling loss rate was at 54% of the distributed seedlings. Inquiries made with management revealed that high seedling loss rate was as a result of failure to spray the seedlings. However, a scrutiny of records revealed that although an amount of 18,148,003 kwacha was allocated for spraying the seedlings, the funds were instead varied and reallocated to farmer trainings, community sensitization, resulting in poor management, as shown at table 2 below. Controlling officer's response. Corrective action: the project is mindful of the effect of plant mortalities on the project's ability to achieve project objectives. To this effect, the project has been implementing the replanting and gap filling of cashew fields in the project area. In 2 years, that's 2019 and 2022, a total of 5,330,245 sorry, I'll read that again. 5,330,245 seedlings were distributed, out of which 4,123,727 and 228,667 seedlings were used for new plantations and replanting respectively, whereas 997,751 were used for gap filling. The ministry has further undertaken some variation of funds to more impactful activities of farmer training and sensitization. Sub-item 3, overcommitment on COVID-19 prevention materials. During the period under review, the CIDP had a budget provision of 5 million kwacha, equivalent to $250,000 for procurement of COVID-19 prevention materials. However, a review of records revealed that the project procured COVID-19 prevention materials costing 7,241,000 kwacha, resulting in over procurement in amounts totaling 2,241,000 kwacha at exchange rate of 20 kwacha per dollar. See table 3 below. Corrective action. I wish to inform the Honorable Committee that the project sought for a no objection from Africa Development Bank. Further, I wish to state that there was no expenditure on this contract. That's as given NAB African Enterprise Limited, 5,360,500 kwacha. Despite no objection being granted by the bank, the contract was not executed due to time factor as shown at Appendix 3. Sub-item 4. Supply and delivery of COVID-19 materials. On 20th August 2020, the Provincial Administration, Western Province, published an advert in the Times of Zambia newspaper to invite bids from eligible bidders to tender for the supply and delivery of assorted goods for COVID-19 prevention under the CIDP. On 16th November 2020, another advert was published in the national press by Provincial Administration to cancel the earlier published tender. A review of procurement and evaluation minutes revealed that CIDP used the simplified bidding method in November 2020, in which 3 suppliers were invited to bid for the tender to supply and deliver COVID-19 prevention materials. The 3 bidders responded with bids as shown in table 4 below. On 24th December 2020, the Provincial Administration approved the award of contract to NAB Africa Enterprise Limited for the supply and delivery of COVID-19 materials on the cash infrastructure development at a sum of 5,360,500 kwacha, VAT exclusive, with a delivery period of 4 to 6 weeks. As at 20th February 2022, no payment had been made to the supplier, which may result in payment of interest on the amount due. The following were observed. That's the failure to obtain a no objection from ZPPA. ZPPA Circular number 1 of 2013 provides that the default method of procuring all goods, works, and non-consulting services above 500,000 kwacha must be procured using open bidding method. Further, CIDP project document section 4.1.43 requires that all procurement within the threshold for national competitive bidding NCDB and NCB and shopping for goods and works should be procured using the national procurement procedures as set forth in the Zambia Public Procurement Act number 12 of 2008. Contrary to the above provisions, the Provincial Administration awarded the contract to supply and deliver assorted COVID-19 prevention materials at a contract sum of 5,360,500 kwacha to NAB Africa Enterprises Limited, using simplified bidding without obtaining a no objection from ZPPA. Controlling officer's response, corrective action. The committee may wish to note that the contract was not executed due to the supply and logistical challenges that the supplier brought to the attention of the procurement entity, resulting in no funds being committed and spent as shown at Appendix 4. Cover bidding. According to the Certified Fraud Examiner's Manual, overbidding occurs when a competitor submits bids that are intended to be unsuccessful so that another conspirator can win the contract. A scrutiny of the bids submitted and evaluated reviewed the following. The first point is the email address on the tax clearance certificate for all the 3 bidding companies was the same. The second point was the 2 bidders, AfriFree Solutions Limited and the Curve Africa Enterprise Limited, shared the same physical address, plot number 3, Great East Road, Avondale, Lusaka, as indicated on their respective general tax clearance certificates. The third point, the same physical address indicated on the general tax clearance certificates for AfriFree Solutions Limited and Curve Africa Africa Enterprise Limited was also indicated on the quotation. ZPPA registration form printout and in the signed contract for NAB Africa Enterprise Limited, the successful bidder. The fourth point and the last and fourth point is the contact mobile number on the quotation for the NAB Africa Enterprise Limited was the same one indicated on ZPPA registration form printout for Afrifin. Afrifin Solutions, see table 5 below. As can be seen above, the bidding companies were connected to each other, rendering the bid evaluation and award of the contract for procurement of COVID-19 materials uncompetitive. Controlling officer's response, the corrective action, after discovering the anomalies of the procurement, the contract was left to expire through the expiration of a lease term and no payments have been made on this contract. And then on failure to complete delivery of contracted items, according to the contract, the supplier was to deliver the COVID-19 supplies within 4 to 6 weeks from the date of the contract. In this regard, the supplier was expected to deliver between 24th December 2020 and 5th February 2021. However, as at 28th February 2022, only items costing 2,393,000 had been delivered, leaving a balance of 2,967,500 kwacha undelivered, as shown at table 6 below. Controlling officer's response, corrective action, the contract was left to expire through the expiration of a lease term and no payment have been made on this contract. The next item is questionable distribution. A scrutiny of the CIDP response to COVID-19 dated February 2021 reviewed that the distribution of COVID-19 prevention agriculture inputs costing 2,360,000 kwacha to various beneficiaries was reportedly done in January 2021 as shown at table 7 below. However, a scrutiny of the delivery notes from NAB Africa Enterprise Limited revealed that the supplier delivered agriculture inputs to the project on 27th July 2021, which was 6 months after the purported distribution date, rendering it questionable. Controlling officer's response, corrective action, the contract was left to expire through the expiration of a lease term and no payments have been made on this contract. The next item is contract for the supply and delivery of Tuku tricycle motor vans. On 13th April 2021, the Provincial Administration Western Province signed a contract with Knox Marketing Solutions Limited for supply and delivery of 2 Tuku motor vans at a contract sum of 382,800 kwacha, VAT exclusive, with a delivery period of 4 to 6 weeks. As at 31st July 2022, the tricycles were delivered and the supplier had been paid in full. The following were observations. The first one is use of questionable quotation from Camco Equipment Limited, Zambia Limited. A review of procurement committee paper number WPPC/16/M2/2021 revealed that in April 2021, 3 bids were received for the supply of the tricycles as detailed below, see table 8. However, an inquiry conducted at Camco Equipment Zambia Limited revealed that a quotation of 395,000 kwacha at a unit price of 197,500 dated 1st April 2021 used in the bid was not genuine and was not issued by Camco Equipment Zambia Limited. In addition, Camco Equipment Zambia Limited stated that the unit price of a tuk-tuk tricycle motor van was 68,000 and not 76,000 in April 2021 and March 2022 respectively. Controlling officers' response, the corrective action, the responsible officer has since been reported to anti-fraud unit of the Zambia police and investigations have been instituted, and the appendix 5 speaks to that. The next item, delivery of tuk-tuk motor tricycle vans with wrong specification. On 3rd September 2021, CIDP project coordinator acknowledged to Knox Marketing Solutions that they had received the tuk-tuk motor tricycle vans in good condition and as requested. In addition, the project coordinator confirmed that tricycles received had the following specifications as as per requirements. See table 9 below. However, a physical verification carried out on 27th February 2022 revealed that the delivered tricycles had a maximum load of 300 kg instead of the specified 1,000 kg. It was therefore questionable why the project accepted the tuk-tuk motor tricycle vans with wrong specifications. Controlling officer's response: corrective action. The ministry through the project has written to the supplier demanding delivery of the items with the right specifications as per signed contract as indicated at Appendix 6. The next item is failure to register the tricycles. The Road Traffic Act number 11 of 2002, section 11, subitem 1 stipulates that subject to other provisions of this act, no person shall use a motor vehicle trailer unless such a vehicle trailer is registered in accordance with the provisions of this act. 2, an application for the registration of the motor vehicles or trailer shall be made by the owner on the prescribed form within 14 days of the change of ownership into the applicant's name. Contrary to the act, a physical verification conducted in February 2022 revealed that CIDP had not registered the tricycle vans with RATSA as at 31st July 2022, which was over 10 months after procurement. Controlling officer's response: the corrective action, the ministry has engaged the supplier to replace the 2 tricycles with one that have the right specification. This process is currently ongoing, and once this is done, the replacement tricycles will be registered. And item 6, supply and delivery of computers of equipment, Major Business Solutions Limited. On 16th March 2021, Provincial Administration Western Province awarded a contract to Major Business Solutions Limited for the supply and delivery of various computers and office equipment at a contract sum of 2,477,330 kwacha, equivalent to $130,386.8, VAT exclusive, with a delivery period of 4 to 6 weeks, beginning 16th March 2021 and ending 27th April 2021. As at 31st December 2021, amounts totaling 2,477,330 kwacha had been paid to the supplier. The following were observed. The first one is irregular use of simplified procurement method. Section 44, subitem 1 of the Public Procurement Act 8 of 2020 provides that procuring entities should obtain competition and value for money to the extent possible while maintaining economy and efficiency where the circumstances do not justify the use of open bidding. In addition, ZPPA Circular number 1 of 2013 requires that the default method of tendering for all goods, works, and non-consulting services above 500,000 must be open bidding method. Contrary to the above provisions, CIDP awarded the contract to Major Solutions Limited using simplified bidding without justification. In addition, there was no evidence that no objection was obtained from ZPPA. Controlling officers' response: corrective action. The African Development Bank ADB cleared the procurement plan, which highlights, among others, the amounts, units, and procurement method as shown at Appendix 7. The next item is undelivered goods. A review of the purchase invoice, goods received notes, and delivery notes revealed that 4 paper shredders costing 23,200 kwacha were not delivered as at June 2022, resulting in a delay of 429 days. Controlling officer's response: the corrective action, the goods in question were delivered within the contract period and allocated accordingly. Appendix 8 is attached. And then the next item is unaccounted for goods. Public Stores Regulation number 16 requires that every stores officer or any other officer having in his charge any public stores or other articles of public property must keep and maintain a record of the receipt and issue of such public stores. Contrary to the regulation, stores items costing 2,477,330 kwacha were not accounted for, in that there were no disposal details as shown at table 10 below. Controlling officer's response: The corrective action, the minister has made available all the disposal records, and this is on Appendix 9. Then next item, supply and delivery of cashew processing plant. On 2nd December 2020, the Provincial Administration Western Province awarded a contract to Vitumbo Investments for the supply and delivery of a cashew processing plant at a contract sum of $60,030, equivalent to 972,000. 972.24 kwacha, exclusive, VAT exclusive, with a delivery period of 6 to 8 weeks beginning 2nd December 2020 and ending 27 January 2021. The components of the equipment to be delivered are detailed at table 11 below. As at 31st December 2021, the supplier had been paid in full. The following were observed. First one is regular use of simplified procurement method. ZPPA Circular Number 1 of 2013 stipulates that the default method of tendering for all goods, services, and non-consulting services above 500,000 kwacha must be open bidding method, while that of consulting services above 300,000 must be open selection. Contrary to the circular, CIDP awarded a contract for supply and delivery of a set of equipment to Vitumbo Investment using simplified bidding at a total contract sum of 972,972 kwacha without justification. Controlling officer's response, corrective action, the African Development Bank cleared the procurement plan, which highlights, among others, the amounts, units, and the procurement methods as shown at Appendix 10. Then failure to operationalize the cashew processing plant. On 19th July 2021, the cashew processing equipment was delivered to Simulumbe Research Station by Vitumbo Investment Limited. A physical inspection carried out in June 2022 revealed that the equipment was not installed. See picture below. That's, I think, the picture. Controlling officer's response on the corrective action. The procurement process is underway, and to this effect, the following has been done. 1, design of the processing plant. Design of the processing plant. 2, quantity or BOQ has been prepared. Bureau of Quantity has been prepared, sorry. And then 3, tender documents. Currently, the procurement process is at the evaluation stage, and the report is yet to be tabled at the Provincial Procurement Committee at the time of writing this report, as indicated on Appendix 11. The next item is unaccounted for scions, supply and delivery of scions. On 3rd August 2021, Provincial Administration Western Province engaged Ganeshi suppliers and general dealers for the supply and delivery of 400 details.